You guys, it bums me out so much that I feel the need to put a disclaimer in the beginning of one of my Meaningful Mani videos, but I feel that it's necessary. This mani is going to contain blue. It is going to contain some puzzle pieces. If this mani is not for you, skip this upload. It is not going to hurt my feelings. It is not going to make me love you any less. So if it's not for you, skip this one and come hang out with me on Friday for Friday's upload. As soon as I announced that I was going to do this series, I got multiple emails from people who wanted to see me do autism awareness mani that had blue and had puzzle pieces in it. I have two very close friends of mine who have children on the spectrum, and I spoke to them in great detail, and they were fine with my mani. They loved it, actually. We're all grown, or should all be mature, grown adults, and we should all be able to agree to disagree. We're not all going to have the same views and thoughts and opinions on things, but that is what makes us who we are. And like I said, I'm not going to respect anybody any less. I'm not going to love anybody any less for not seeing things the same as how I do or anybody else does. I had somebody post an awareness mani the other day, and they felt the need to immediately turn comments off. I don't want people to ever feel like that in my Facebook group. So please know, if you ever do a mani where you are using your nail art to express yourself, do not ever feel like you need to turn comments off. Please know that I will monitor the crap out of your post, and I will not allow anything negative to be commented on there. I will not tolerate negativity or any kind of just ugliness in my group. I usually would post every single mani that I do in the Facebook group of the brand of products that I use. However, for this one, I'm going to keep it just on my Instagram and in my Facebook group, because that is where I have control over what is going to be said. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time talking about this. So just, if this isn't for you, just go watch another video. It will not hurt my feelings whatsoever. So now let's get into my Meaningful Mani. Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my Meaningful Mani for Autism Awareness Month. I am using a couple different brands because I just wanted to have a glow-in-the-dark mani for this one. So I'm using some Referral stuff, some Sparkle&Co stuff, and some iGel Beauty goodies. I am not going to talk too much about them. I will leave them all linked down below. And for my designs, Pashi came out with these awesome decals, so I'm going to use those. So real quick, y'all know I'm taking a bit of a gel break. I know, I'm a broken record. So the way I've been doing my decals with no gel is I do, however many dips of the color. In my case, I do 2, and then I go ahead and activate them really quick, and then I will buff the nail smooth after a couple minutes and do Maniology sticky base coat. I will let that dry for about 30 seconds. I will apply my decal, do a smudge-free top coat that is also by Maniology, and then I whip back out my dip base and I clear cap it, activate it, and then do my normal filing and buffing routine. So just wanted to throw that out there to you guys in case you are wondering how to do how to do decals without using gel. So now I'm going to get into the first story. I'm not going to say her name. The email reads, "Hey Jules, my name is blank and I'm diagnosed with autism, and doing my nails and all things beauty are just one of my special interests. I was diagnosed at around 3 or 4 years old, and growing up was different for me. We went to places miles away from where I lived to check on my diagnosis. At school, I went to speech class a lot because I couldn't talk till I was 3, and people pulling me out of class because of either end of grade testing or doing random testing for my diagnosis. The real story was something that happened to me in 8th grade. I was in a low classroom where most of the students were unruly. They disobeyed the teachers and the rules, and I still remember this one classmate who harassed me a lot and said to me that I smelled like weed, and also decided to tease me by tapping on my shoulder a lot and walking away. But my main problem was my English teacher. The only thing she cared about was for all of us to do better so we can be in higher class the next year. And I didn't know all of this was happening at that time until the next semester. All the kids that I see were in my grade that behaved and made friends easily were in a higher class. And I always wanted to make friends. And I thought to myself, I needed to be smarter to make friends. That breaks my heart. Like, as a mom, that seriously breaks my heart. So something that happened to me with that teacher I told you about earlier, she was pressuring all of us on our work, and especially during the end of grade test season, she made us do work that was out of our grade level that I tried to understand, but it never worked out. The EC teacher, EC stands for part of the Exceptional Children's Program, which helps students with disabilities develop with work, was very careless and didn't even try to help us a single bit, to the point that every time I walked in that classroom, I just started shaking because you never knew what that teacher was going to do that day. There was times when I would literally start crying and think to myself, I'm not smart, I'm a dumb person, because my teacher thinks so, and I'll never get an education, and I just wanted to end myself because I'm not smart. Girl, you're gonna make me cry all over again. I still remember one time my mom told me asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said nothing, because nobody wants someone who is dumb like me. And my parents didn't know any of this at the time. My mom did actually tell me I had autism, and I still didn't think I understood that much about it at the time. But my mom actually told me that. Going to high school for the first time was awful. They put me in low classes again with unruly classmates, and in English class in 9th grade every morning we had a journal prompt. And most of the prompts I wrote was of me wanting to kill myself because I wasn't smart. The next year I was saved by my parents when they found all the notes in my binder. They called the school, the guidance counselor took me out of the classroom, and he asked me what my life was like right now and how I was feeling in that moment. And I felt relieved that someone wanted to know about me harming myself. After my parents heard about this, they decided to put me in a different program the next semester, which was called Occupational Course of Study, which prepares students like me for a career and actually go on to the work field during school. Throughout my high school years, I had 4 jobs. I started to get straight A's, and I graduated with a service learning diploma. I know my story is pretty long, but I really wanted more people to know the struggles that I went through. I know this is, and then she goes on to ask me to do the mani that I am doing. I did make a couple minor little tweaks to it, just because she wanted me to use my usual stamping plate that I use for these videos, but certain little puppy decided to eat my jelly stamper. So I had to order a new one, and it did not come in time for me to do this mani. But I did use the colors that she asked. So that was her story. And yeah, so I love that she was able to share that with me so that I could share it with all of you. I think it is very big of her to share that, because when I first got that email, I sobbed like a baby. I hate that she felt that way. I really, really do. But I am so glad that, you did not end your life and that you are still here with us because you are important and you deserve to be here. So I am going to let you guys watch for a little bit and I will be back. Okay, so I wanted to just take that little break so that that story could sink in and so that you guys could watch how I apply my decals, because I've gotten quite a bit of questions about how to do, you know, decals and nail art without using any gels. So this is how I do them. I am going to be having a stamping video, no gels, coming up very soon, as well as transfer foils. So I'm testing some things out, trying to, find the best products and what will work the best for those different kinds of nail art techniques without any gel products. Now, I have two very, very close friends of mine. One who I've actually been friends with her since elementary school, like kindergarten, first grade, and we still talk. We are still Facebook friends, all that stuff. She has 3 kids. Her second kid, he was diagnosed with autism really, really early on. And I love seeing her Facebook posts of just his milestones that he reached. She was going to send me his little story, but I think she just got busy with everything because she just had her 3rd baby a couple months ago. So I wasn't going to keep bugging her about it. So if she does get around to sending it in, I will probably post it in my Facebook group or something. Another friend of mine, one of my very, very, very best friends, her son is also on the spectrum, but his story is a little bit different. He was actually diagnosed kind of late. I'm not sure exactly how the level or the stages of the spectrum go, so I'm not going to even try to talk about it. But I think school, my friend noticed it too, and then she brought it to the school's attention, and then she was able to go through the process of getting him, tested and diagnosed and all that stuff. But he was a bit older when they diagnosed him, but that's my little dude. Like, he's the coolest. He is so sweet. And he's so, so funny. I adore them so, so much. I have a cousin who is also autistic. He was diagnosed very, very early on, but it was kind of weird because it's kind of like that side of the family to the point where when we all kind of got older, like, we really didn't see each other that much, which is kind of sad. I haven't seen them in many, many years. But I do remember myself being young, and he was a couple years younger than I was. And he would come to, holidays was pretty much the only time we saw them, holidays and birthdays. But I remember him always coming to my grandmother's house at Christmas, and he would have one of those, it was like one of those Fisher-Price toys where you pressed on the letter and it would tell you different animals, that started with that letter. So he wouldn't carry on conversations with us, but man, he was super smart. Like, he would press on the G and he could just spell giraffe like it was nothing at a super, super young age. So I don't really like to call it a disability. I think it's just a difference, and it makes them super, super special. So this Manny is for all of those kids, those adults, just everybody. So I am going to get my nails activated up. I'm going to file and buff off camera, and then I'm going to do dip top coat. So while I'm finishing up my dip top coat, I'm using Triple D's dip top coat. As of right now, it is my favorite. I'm actually going to have 2 meaningful manis this month. This month is also National Donate Life Awareness Month, and organ donation is just something that is very, very, very important to me. So I definitely want to make sure that I do a video for that one as well. So that will be coming out probably in a week and a half, something like that. So you can stay tuned for that one. So I'm going to get my dip top coat all done. I'm going to let this go ahead and dry fully. Triple D's dip top coat dries pretty quick, like 2 minutes. And it is the closest thing to resembling gel that I have found so far. If you guys have a favorite dip top coat, let me know in the comments what it is, because I would love to, I want to try them all. So I'm going to clean off my bottle really well. You always want to make sure you do that with your dip base and your dip top coat. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry fully like I said, and then I'm going to finish it up with some cuticle oil. Alright, so I'm going to get my cuticle oil all rubbed in after all that filing and shaping. On my left hand, I'm just going to show you real quick. I wanted to see what it looked like to ombre thermal dips. So the blue is Shut Up and the green is Sell Out. They are both from Triple D. And then I just topped off the ombre finger with a little stamp. So that is what I have on my left hand. So you guys are going to have to let me know what you think of this mani. Please remember, if you do a autism awareness mani, please, please, please show us a picture in my group. I will monitor it very closely, and I'm just not going to tolerate any negative stuff in any of my social medias. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so, so much for watching this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.